bucket list. We all have one. A list of random items that we persevere to tick off. पर आखिर है क्या बकेट लिस्ट? और क्यों मिलती है हमें इतनी खुशी किसी बकेट लिस्ट आइटम के पूरे होने से? As I seek my answer, the next item from my bucket list took me all the way from the south of India to the Himalayas. You know you are in this beautiful Himalayan state when your view changes from this to this. उत्तराखंड देवभूमि में आपका स्वागत है। We were headed towards the Garhwal Himalayas to visit a World Heritage Site, the Valley of Flowers. हमारा पहला स्टॉप था ऋषिकेश, the yoga capital of the world. उत्तराखंड आए और गंगा मैया के दर्शन नहीं किए, ऐसा भला हो सकता है क्या? From Rishikesh, we headed towards Devprayag, the holy confluence of rivers Bhagirathi and Alaknanda. This is the point where the two mighty rivers meet and form River Ganga. हमारा next stop था श्रीनगर, a beautiful town on the banks of River Alaknanda. The recent rains had wreaked havoc, and we were detained at many places due to landslides, blockades, and bad roads. Do ensure to check the weather warnings before traveling in this area. By the time we reached, it was late afternoon. Although we were exhausted, the pleasant breeze from the Alaknanda river instantly rejuvenated our spirits. We spent a lazy afternoon exploring this little town and watching a beautiful sunset over River Alaknanda. Day 2. We started from Srinagar towards Josimath. It was a long, rickety bus ride. But can you complain when you have these HD views right out of the window? इन पहाड़ी रास्तों पर झूमते हुए ठंडी हवाओं के थपेड़ों से मन को सुकून मिला, मानो अकस्मात ही किसी और दुनिया में पहुंच गए हो, मानो अब अपना ठिकाना बादलों में था। जोशीमठ पहुंचकर हमने फटाफट एक होम स्टे में चेक इन किया और निकल पड़े एक्सप्लोर करने अपना नेक्स्ट डेस्टिनेशन। वो रहा Narsingh Temple. Nestled in the lap of the Himalayas, it is dedicated to Lord Narsingh, the half-man, half-lion incarnation of Lord Vishnu. It is also the resting place of Lord Badrinath in winter season. As I sat there, lost in the beauty of the place, the setting sun bathed the mountains and the temple. in a golden sheen of tranquility. The perfect way to bid farewell to the day. Good morning and welcome to Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. The Valley of Flowers National Park is a protected area of this bioreserve, and that's where we were headed today. We took a cab from Josimath to Govind Ghat, about 18 kilometers away. The route was very scenic. The mighty mountains flanked the road, and various waterfalls, temporary and permanent, tumbled down the mountains. From Govind Ghat, we took another ride to reach Pulna village, about 3 kilometers away. And we started our upward journey towards Gahangarya. It's a 10-kilometer trek and a height gain of 10,200 feet. The trekking path is well maintained and offers scenic views of the mountains and river Lakshman Ganga along the way. We took ample breaks, marveling at nature's bountiful creations. Look around, and you cannot help but feel amazed by all the life buzzing around. All doing their small bit in the grand scheme of life. Nature does have a plan for everyone. 5 kilometers from the base, we reached Bhuyander village. Tired we were, but the grand views were enough to soothe the sore muscles. From Bhuyander, we left behind river Lakshman Ganga and ascended higher on the mountains. By the time we reached Gahangarya, it was dark and foggy and was time to retire for the day. Day 4 brought rains and chills. The weather was a damper, but the excitement levels were high. We started off for the Valley of Flowers. It is a part of the Western Himalayas. Stunning landscapes, cascading waterfalls, more than 500 species of Himalayan herbs and endemic plants, beautiful wildflowers. It is indeed a paradise. Last night's heavy rains had washed off the bridge that connected to the valley. We waited as the locals tried to set up a makeshift one. Have you ever felt mesmerized and apprehensive at the same time? Amazed by nature's beauty, yet humbled by its fury. This was the moment for me. To reach the valley, we undertook a moderately difficult trek through the forest. Once you reach the open expanse of the valley, you are bound to be blown away by its beauty. The best time to visit the valley is from June end till mid of July. That's when you get to witness the highest variety of exotic wildflowers. Heavy rains this year had destroyed many of the flowers. Nevertheless, the Valley of Flowers is a visual paradise, the world I had always fancied. As I mentally ticked off this item from my bucket list, that's when I realized a bucket list is not simply a collection of random items that you wish to fulfill. It's made of much more: perseverance, blood, sweat, and indomitable spirit. और मज़ा तो तभी आता है when you go the extra mile to fulfill it, because you know in your heart that the long and tiring journey was worth it. As the chaotic world moved around, I slowly drifted into my world of serenity, as if I was meant to be there and nowhere else at that very moment. After a thrilling adventure in the Valley of Flowers, the next item in the bucket list was Mount Nanda Devi, the highest mountain peak to lie entirely in India. नंदा देवी को उत्तराखंड में देवी की तरह पूजा जाता है और उनके एक झलक को आशीर्वाद माना जाता है. We headed towards Auli, which provides spectacular views of the elusive peak. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't on our side. Rains and fog persisted, but we remained hopeful. Next day started with a trek to Gorson Bugyal. The trek to the Bugyal takes you through a beautiful oak forest. We took the help of a local guide, as there's always a chance of getting lost in the forest. A bugyal means an alpine meadow. The Gorson Bugyal is known to offer spectacular and close-up views of the great Himalayan peaks such as Nanda Devi, Trishul, Hathi Ghoda, Palki. We waited for the clouds to clear up, but bad luck persisted and it started raining heavily. We decided to turn back, a bit disappointed. On our way back, we spent some time by the Chhatrakund Lake, a mysterious place right in the middle of the forest that looks straight out of a fantasy movie. I offered many silent prayers, but Nanda Devi remained elusive. Rain spattered our roof heavily that night, and I was scared of a deluge. The next day, it was time to leave, and we were in for a big surprise. The clouds cleared up suddenly, and there she was, shining in all her glory, Nanda Devi.